Our videos feature voices and visuals created using AI technology, intended for adult entertainment. These depictions should not be mistaken for real celebrities. There is no endorsement, affiliation, or association with the personalities portrayed. These should be seen as nothing more than poor imitations. Viewer discretion is advised when watching this content. Titty sprinkles. Previously on Tyranny of Dragons.
We could sell their weapons to those cultists.
Did he just say cultist?
Yeah, he did.
I point my axe at that one and say loudly to the others, leave that one alive.
Roll for initiative.
I draw Night Stalker and charge.
Very well, Joe. Who will you be charging towards?
I'll head 30 feet towards the nearest one. I've got 2 hand axes in my inventory. I want to throw one of them.
Roll for the attack. Your axe makes contact. Roll for damage. Your axe cuts deep and the bandit nearest to you howls in agony.
Sweet, I'll then use my action surge to take another action and throw my second axe at the same bandit.
Your second axe just misses and lands into the fire pit behind him.
Oh man, I bet that would have finished him off.
Don't worry, Biden. The fact that you can finish a sentence these days is good enough. If you're done, I'll move 30 feet forward as well, and I too will throw one of my hand axes at the same bandit.
At that distance, Donald, you'll have to roll with disadvantage.
That's not a problem. I will epically hurl my hand axe, and you'll all see why I am the greatest warrior in the land. There you see. And maximum damage as well. I'm not surprised, really. I do everything bigly and with style.
Your axe lodges itself into the face of the bandit, and he drops fast to the ground. The rest of the bandits look towards the one with the key, as if for some guidance.
The fuck are you all looking at? Hurry up and kill them!
One of the bandits rushes towards Swolnald and attempts to slice his throat, but he was not able to due to his hands shaking.
Then I reckon old Bill is about to show you boys how to do things right. Is my mage hand still around?
No, it would have finished as the fight began.
That is music to my ears. I bang a drum roll and cast fairy fire in the center of the fire pit so as to get all 3 of those guys. They're going to need to roll dexterity saving throws.
2 of them managed to avoid being doused in light, but the one on the left was unable to avoid it and now shimmers in colors of either violet, blue, or green. This means, should any of you attack this one, you will have advantage.
That's really cool.
May, it's all right, I guess.
As you appreciate it, George, I'll use my bonus action to give you some bardic inspiration. Add a d6 to one ability check, attack roll, or saving throw you make.
Awesome sauce. But Groge will have felt a wave of imminent inspiration as he watched Billamus perform magic.
I will move down the map by 35 feet and end my turn.
The bandit with the key runs towards Grog and tries to stab him. He hits, and you take 4 piercing damage.
I look upon, on this would be killer and smile. That's the last thing you'll do to me or to anyone else.
Don't kill that one. Remember, I want to keep him alive?
What am I supposed to do? Just hold him down?
When you attack, you can declare that is non-lethal damage. So even if you were to do enough damage to kill him normally, in this instance, you wouldn't.
Fair enough. Can we hurry up with the rest of these guys, though? I'm itching to punch something.
The final bandits both head for Gormley. One of them, the one with the fairy firelight, is close enough to attack, and he slashes at him with his dagger.
Oh, bring it on. I've stood up against worse than this.
He hits and deals 3 piercing damage.
'Tis but a scratch. I stroked my great-smelling beard and then casually wiped the blood from where the dagger made contact.
Now it's my turn. I raise my fist and extend claws. I attack non-lethally with an unarmed strike. Then immediately after I spend 1 key point to use flurry of blows to make 2 more unarmed strikes.
That guy is about to get wrecked.
for my first 2 attacks. Hit and each deal 6 slashing damage. The Bushmeister strikes big and takes down the bad guy.
Indeed, and as it was non-lethal damage, the bandit falls unconscious to the floor. But not before he calls out to the others.
Kill them all, you fuckwits.
It's back to you, Joe.
Excellent. Using Night Stalker Eye Slash at the closest bandit. Shit.
Don't forget to roll with advantage.
Oh yeah. Nice, okay. That one hits and I deal 6 slashing damage.
Your blade cuts across the bandit's face. The sound of a crow can be heard coming from the sword, and blood splatters across the ground. Donald, you're up next.
We use reckless attack to roll with advantage and swing at this loser with my mighty great axe. And I'll deal 11 points of slashing damage. You just got owned by the stomp.
Your great axe carves a huge chunk out of the bandit, and he too falls.
Of course he does. All will fall at my amazing skill and power. I'll walk over to the next closest one and end my turn.
That means it's my turn. I will use vicious mockery on the bandit closest to me. While making a snappy drum tune, I call to it, "Your mother should have swallowed you instead. It would have been kinder." And I deal 1d4 worth of psychic damage and give him disadvantage on his next attack, should he fail a wisdom saving throw.
He does fail the save. Your words cut deeper than any blade would have, and noticeable tears stream down his face. He'll have disadvantage on his next attack. How much damage does he take?
He takes 1 point of damage. I then give Bardic Inspiration to Gormley.
Thanks, man.
The bandit between Swolenald and Gurmley attempts to strike Swole and gets a nat 1. Seeing the fight play out as it has, he too cannot stop himself from shaking. The other remaining bandit attacks Gurmley with disadvantage and also completely misses.
Then I'll run over to that one and strike him down using my quarterstaff.
How much damage?
That'd be 9 bludgeoning.
The bandit falls to his knees and violently shakes with fear.
I'll finish that one off with a quick swipe with Night Stalker.
Your attack hits. It wouldn't matter what your damage was, as it only had 1 HP left. The bandit lies motionless.
So we save the final kill for the best of us naturally. Staying reckless, I'll roll with advantage, and when I hit him. I wish to cleave the chump in half.
Very well, providing you deal enough damage, of course.
I'll bitch it. Just like I thought, I do hit him and deal 5 points of damage.
The final bandit is cleaved in half. You have defeated all the enemies with the one holding the keys left unconscious. What would you all like to do?
I immediately head for that one, so I can find out what he knows about the cultists.
I want to search the bodies of the rest of them and see if they have anything on them that would be worth something.
I'd like to search the campsite for the same reason.
I want to try to locate the crow I spoke with earlier.
Bill and George, I'll need investigation checks from each of you.
I'll give George some Bardic Inspiration first, but I got 8.
Thanks, I use it for this ability check. I got a dirty 20.
I'll start with Bill. Among the corpses, you find 4 daggers and 10 silver.
Nice, I'll take the daggers and hand them out to everyone later. I'll keep the silver for myself, though. Good drink is not cheap, so I'm sure you fellas will understand.
I couldn't give a beholder's left testicle what you do with the money.
I wouldn't have heard any of this as I'll be scanning the trees.
Judge wouldn't have understood what he was talking about, having lived underground for his entire life, so would think nothing of his comment other than why would good drink cost anything? Plenty of running water around to help yourself too if you know where to look. But anyways, what did I find?
You find a rolled up piece of paper held together with some string.
I'll untie it and open it up. What is it?
It is a map of a much larger campsite, complete with diagrams of many small tents and detailed drawings of surrounding cover as the ground slopes downward. A much larger tent sits near what looks like a cave entrance right at the end of the campsite. There is a bit of scribbled writing in the bottom corner, but you don't understand what it says.
Hey everyone, I found something.
It can wait. I want to shake this guy awake now.
Very well. After a few shakes, the bandit comes to.
What? What the fuck?
I press my axe up against his neck. If you don't answer my every question, I'll cut the top of your fucking head off and shit into your skull.
Roll me an intimidation check with advantage. The bandit starts to splutter.
Hey man, it's all good. I'll give you anything you want. Just don't kill me, okay? You want money? Here, I've got money.
We don't want your money.
I walk over to where Swole and the bandit are and reach out to take the money. Thank you, good sir. And I yank it out of his hand. How much did he have?
10 gold.
What my large friend here means is that he doesn't want it. I, on the other hand, will take whatever you have, like that dagger of yours, and I will take his dagger as well. I would answer his questions, though, as I lay a hand gently on Swell's shoulder. Ella doesn't seem too happy.
What do you want to know?
You said earlier you were planning on selling our stuff to the cultists. Are these the same cultists who attacked Greenest?
What? Yeah, maybe. I don't know, man. There's a lot of them lately. They've been gathering from all over the place. All I really know is they're gathering in a big campsite, not too far from here.
If I grab his collar and pull him closer to me, my axe would be cutting into his neck just enough for a trickle of blood to run down his throat. Where's the campsite?
To the east, about a day's travel from here. Look, man, I gave you what you want. Can you let me go?
Answer me one more question and I shall release you from my presence.
Sure thing, man. I'll tell you whatever you want to know.
You had these two, and I point my axe at Groge and Bill's character. What's his name?
Villainous lust.
For fuck's sake, really. Whatever. I point to those two before, placing my axe back against the bandit's neck. You had these two in a cage when we arrived. What were you going to do with them?
We were going to sell them for parts on the dark market. Turtle shells are worth a fortune, and satyr's horns are a great aphrodisiac. Okay, now, will you set me free?
Without saying another word, I slice his throat open and drop him.
You said you would release him.
I stand up straight and walk towards Gormley. Well, I just did. He is no longer shackled to this world. The fucker can now rot in the seven hells.
Joe, roll me a perception check.
That's a 19.
You watch the trees closely, trying to spot the raven you met earlier, but unfortunately you see no sign of it.
A shame. I turn to face Swolnald as he approaches. Are you staying with us, or will you continue on your own?
I'll stay for now. That guy told me where we can find the cultist campsite. I reckon the one that ran away will have headed there as well. We can sneak up on them, find that asshole, and deliver some punishment.
Maybe find out some more about their plans for Tiamat.
Would have thought so. It seems there's a whole lot of them getting together. We're going to need to be careful how we approach this. And I don't say that lightly.
Could this be of any use? It's what I found, and I showed them the map.
Oh, shit. Yeah, this could well be their campsite. Nice fine Groge. You mind if I keep hold of this?
Sure thing. So is this where we go next?
It looks like it. Are you sure you still want to come with us?
Absolutely. I want to help you find that cultist. I'm not sure how much further I'll go after that, but at the least I want to help right the wrongs I was a part of. I like it, Billamus. What about you? What are you going to do now you're free?
I would have been counting my coins at this point, but I look up at the sound of my name. Now, my reptilian friend, you fellas saved my life, so I feel I owe you a small debt. I give them a low bow. I am Billamus Lust. I'm a friend of the woodlands, patron to the taverns and the lover to the females of the world. It is my pleasure to meet you and accompany you on your travels.
I nod towards Billamus. If you want to join us, I won't stop you. Just don't get in my way and we'll get on fine.
I think that this is where we will end today's session, gentlemen. We will pick this back up next time. Until then, good evening. Donald, may I have a moment of your time before you leave?
What's up, boss man?
For the foreseeable future, I will be passing you notes during the sessions. I'd like you to interact with what is written, and I'll let you decide how you wish to explain these events to the others.
Okay. Not sure I fully understand what you're talking about, but fuck it. I'm nothing if not adaptable.
Excellent. It'll become clearer soon enough. Enjoy your evening, Donald.
You too, Dungeon Master. Hey, George, want to get shit-faced and watch some anime?
Okay, they're all gone.
Do you reckon he'll play along?
Let's hope so. Hello. You may have noticed that the voices on tonight's episode have not sounded quite right. Most of you may already be aware that 11 labs are cracking down on channels using the president's voices. Such a shame. But it is what it is. As a consequence of this, we have had to move on to alternative sites. I will be the last to remain for now, but there's no telling just how far these dictating assholes will go. We will continue to find new ways to work on these voices, but it is yet another thing to spend time on, which is something the editor does not have a lot of. In the meantime, make sure to check out all the other channels as they play out their campaigns. Thank you for watching, and have a great evening.